2 cm on map B represents an actual distance of pkm, and 3 cm on map C represents an actual distance of qkm. So remember how we a good way to start is to remember to write down, okay, let's say on map B, right, on map B itself versus the actual distance, right? Usually what I like to do is I like to put two columns, and I have 2 cm that's on the map representing an actual of p kilometers on the actual. This also means that 1 cm here will represent basically p over 2 km, right? And on map C versus on the actual ground, 3 cm on map C will represent q kilometers, right, on the actual ground. Okay, so how do I go about doing this is because if you see how do I actually make a comparison of P is to Q, a good gauge is to look at how both questions, all right, can be related to the same value, right? It can be related to the same value. So if I look at map C, the path is represented by 5 cm on map B and 18 cm on map C. So I go to map B and I ask myself, if I'm going to go to 5 cm, basically I'm just going to multiply by 5 on both sides, right? This will be represented by 5p over 2 kilometers. If it's going to be represented by 18 cm on map C, alright, I multiply by 6. Probably that gives me 18 cm. Now if I multiply by 6 on the left, I multiply by 6 on the right. This will give me 6q of kilometers. Okay. Now looking at this and this, right? Now remember, this path should be the same distance on actual measurement, whether I'm using map B or map C, which tells me that this same path 5p over 2 should be equal to 6q, since we're talking about the same path, just that they are measured given a different scale, 18 cm on map C and 5 cm on map B. Okay, so this is the actual path. The actual path being represented via two algebraic expressions, which allows us to connect that 6q will be equals to 5p over 2, since both of these represent the actual distance of the path. So from here, okay, our job now is to find the ratio of p is to q, which is what I'm going to do now. Okay, so let's maybe cross multiply or multiply by 2 on both sides. I have 12q equals to 5p. So again, what I'm doing is I'm multiplying by 2 on both sides. Okay, I want to find p is to q, so perhaps a closer relative is to find p over q. So I divide by q on both sides. That allows me to get 12 equals to 5p over q. Remember, I'm looking at this as my endpoint. So I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. That gives me 12 over 5 equals to p over q. Now, once you have p over q equals to 12 over 5, this is the same as telling yourself that, well, the ratio of p is to q is just the same as 12 is to 5. Okay? And that's all for this question. Right? Remember that when you are doing ratio, do not leave the answer as a fraction, but really in ratio form with the respective units on the left and right.